Holy crap, Samus is a Jedi now? What the f- Hello there, non-existent and existent viewers alike, and welcome to what is my first non-update related scripted video in like 50 billion years. Also just a heads up, I'm a little sick, so if I sound terrible during this video, that's why. So, yeah. So in case you were living under a rock, a Nintendo Direct happened on Thursday, March 27th. And in that Direct, we were given more footage for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And if you know anything about me, that got me pretty excited.
Yes! Oh my god! It's Metroid Prime 4! Yes!
In this new snidbit, we were given some new information on various things, such as the planet Samus is exploring, a new alien race that inhabits said planet, and even new psychic powers that Samus will have access to. We were even given a small glimpse at a new suit Samus will unlock later in the game, and it looks freaking awesome. All of this new info got my brain a nice workout, and I thought I could make a video speculating on some of this stuff, since I haven't really made a speculation video before. And I haven't made a proper scripted video in a while, so here we are. I first off just have to say, I'm so happy they seem to be going into more of the direction of Prime 1 and 2 rather than 3. Don't get me wrong, Corruption is still a good game, but I think having the game take place on one planet and introducing a new alien race to the series is the right way to go, a la Prime 2 Echoes, versus having a bunch of small planets you have to hop between. But I'll get into more of my thoughts there during a later section of the video. The first thing I want to speculate about is if this game will be cross-platform. We still haven't gotten any official info on whether this game will also be on Switch 2. And most people think that it will be, but there are probably some who don't think so, because it was in this Direct. I'm inclined to disagree with that, as we not only didn't get a release date, which could imply they're hiding it to avoid spoiling the release window of the Switch 2, but it's still possible they'll show the game in the Switch 2 Direct as well, showing how it looks and runs on the new system. This Direct was more so showing us info on the game's content and story, while in the Switch 2 Direct it'll most likely just be about how it runs on the new system. On top of that, it was recently discovered on Nintendo's website that there are Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games. We don't technically know what these are, but it seems obvious to me and many others that this means cross-gen / upgraded Switch 1 games. Next, I will touch on stuff within the game itself. First, my prediction for how the story will begin, and maybe even play out a little later into the game. So, the Galactic Federation discovers some powerful artifact, probably the thing shown in the logo, and maybe here, seen being wheeled away by research personnel as the pirates attack. Space pirates find out, launch an attack to steal it. Samus intercepts, finds out Sylux is part of the raid, leading the pirates and commanding some mock droids. Said mock droids probably created by the Federation. Gets her butt kicked, maybe loses some gear, somehow, whether by Sylux's hand or her coming across the artifact, gets transported to the new planet, Viros. Due to the properties of the artifact, it infuses with her suit and gives her the psychic abilities, as well as the purple parts of her suit. She begins to explore the planet and comes across ancient ruins of an undiscovered alien race, which I believe are called the Lemorn, due to the scan text here. Eventually she makes her way to the Colossal Tree and meets a member of the Lemorn. Potentially could be a leader, similar to Umos of the Luminoth from Prime 2, or just a normal member of their species. Potentially maybe even the last member, since they're the only one we have seen thus far. Or the rest could be in hibernation similar to the Luminoth. This member of the Lemorn addresses Samus as the Chosen One, and tells of an ancient prophecy passed down in their species. We don't exactly know what Samus's objective is and how Sylux will tie in either, but one thing we might know is the game may deal with time travel, as the director of the original Prime trilogy and this game has said he wanted to experiment with time travel mechanics, which could be similar to Light and Dark Aether from Prime 2 Echoes, or even similar to the time travel of Little Planet in Sonic CD. And at the end of the trailer, the narrator says,
"The threads intertwining beyond space and time are beginning to weave a new tale."
So we'll just have to wait and see. This is what I meant earlier when I said the game could be following in the footsteps of Echoes, having a time travel mechanic similar to traveling between dimensions in Echoes, and introducing a new planet and race of aliens for Samus to help, and I'm all for it. At the end of the trailer, we see a new red, black, and purple suit for Samus that bears a striking resemblance to the light suit from Echoes, and is potentially gifted to her later in the game by the Lemorn. The last thing I want to touch on are Samus's new purple visor and accents, beam, and the psychic powers, and how they could all potentially connect with both this thing and the rest of the architecture on Viros. So, this thing may be an artifact of some kind from Viros that somehow ended up in the Federation's hands. By interacting with it, it changed Samus's lights and visor to be purple and upgraded her beam. The beam shown in the trailer looks very similar to the wave beam, especially in the way that it moves, so it could potentially be the return of that, or it's a new beam entirely, maybe a psychic beam? We'll just have to wait and see. But either way, whether it's a returning wave beam or a new beam entirely, I'm stoked. I love that you can direct the beam itself with your psychic abilities, like, that's so freaking cool. But I think we may get some more abilities from statues and architecture, especially considering some of the architecture has to be interacted with to progress using the psychic powers. But yeah, that's all the discussion points I have for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that is some good food for thought. If you have any of your own thoughts, put them in the comments, I'd love to read them. And if this video can start a discussion of some kind, that would be great. But for now, that's all I have to say. Have a good day, drink some water, touch some grass, eat a nice meal, and remember that God loves you. Peace.